Hello and welcome to Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh's Teen Time at Home. My name is Kristin and today I'm sharing an activity developed by Max. I'm so excited you can join us today. Today I'm going to put on my Max hat, who is our resident manga and anime expert. Max created a great teen time for us today, all about creating our own manga characters and backstories. For today's activity, we're going to start with the basics of manga creation and how you can start your own. If you're unfamiliar with what manga is, no worry, we'll get you up to speed. Manga is a type of graphic novel or comic series that is originated in Japan. If you've ever watched any anime, it's likely based off a manga series, or in simpler terms, anime is the animated version of a manga book. Before we get started, we're going to do an icebreaker to give us some time to start brainstorming about the characters we're going to design together. Take some time to imagine your main character. Now, who is your character going to interact with? What sort of challenges will they come up against? Often artists start with character sketches to build their worlds and stories. Here are some character sketch examples. What special traits and skills will your characters have? Take a few minutes to brainstorm this. If you want to share us in the comments what kind of characters you're going to think of, that would be awesome. You can use those special skills and traits to inspire some of the details that will come up in your drawings. My character is going to be based on my love of creepy and cute manga series. I know that my two support characters will be the spirits of cats who were once warring enemies and now eternally linked to my main character and trying to help her navigate a series of creepy and cute challenges as the main character tries to find her way through the forest they have all become lost together in, and the friends and enemies they meet along the way. So let's jump into our activity and start developing our characters together. You may have received supplies for today's activity and a grab-and-go activity kit available at all CLP locations. If not, that's okay because all you're really going to need is a pencil and a piece of paper. And we're happy to have you and want to know what you would like to do next. Please let us know in the comments or send us an email to teens@carnegielibrary.org. So in this week's kit, you're going to find a few simple supplies like a notebook to draw your characters, pencils to sketch, and a few different kinds of micron pens to experiment with. One of the supplies that's not in the kit but featured in the video we can watch together is a non-repro blue pencil. And the cool thing about this pencil is that photocopiers or scanners don't pick up this color. So as you'll see in the video, the artist creates their sketch with this pencil. They go over them in ink, and then eventually when they scan them or copy them, this color is not going to show up, so all those pencil marks aren't going to be seen any longer, and you won't have to do any erasing. So if you're able to get one of these pencils and had access to a copy machine, that would be awesome, but really most of us don't have access to those things right now, so pencil and eraser is going to do the trick just fine. But this is a really cool tool, and I'll be excited to show you how this works because it's kind of like magic. So one of the first things we need to do before we get started with our activity is our research. One of the first things you'll need to do if you have any manga lying around is pull them out and read them over. If you don't have any manga lying around, there's tons of series you'll be able to check out from the library by requesting and picking up via curbside, or just accessing Hoopla with your library card and finding lots of always available manga ebooks online. Pay attention to the character design, the layouts, the speech bubbles, and the panel options. Before we even begin the creation of the final manga, there will be many preparatory steps. We'll need some characters and a story. One way I like to do this is to start with the creation of my character designs. If you happen to have an original character already that you draw, you can use them for this. If you're unfamiliar or uncomfortable with manga styles of drawing, you can base it off the manga you're already referencing. I also strongly suggest checking out the video that is inspiring our activities for today, and this 4-part video series based on manga creation from the British Museum. Just search YouTube for Drawing Manga, How to Manga Episode 1, #MangaMonth. As you create your characters, you can start to think of the story you will create and each character's backstory. And these videos will be a great starting point, and also show you some cool tricks with non-repro blue pencils. It can be helpful to write notes next to your characters to inspire your story. With each character you can create your next characters based off the ones you already have and think about how they will interact with each other. You should have at least one main character, and I'd suggest developing at least 2 to 3 supporting characters for your story. Give each character a unique look and personality, and think about the tools or other traits that they'll need to navigate the challenges in your story. Once your characters are all sketched out and decided on, try finalizing their looks by inking a sketch of them. You can then go back and erase your pencil marks and have a pretty polished design most likely. For this part of the activity, we'll just be sketching our characters, but Max has developed a great storyboarding exercise we hope to share in another Teen Time program that you can use these same characters and develop more of the worlds around them. Okay, so I'm all set to get started on the creation part of our activity for today. So I'm going to take my notebook and my pencil. I'm going to put on the video that we suggested you watch and get started. So let's see what I come up with. Okay, so I'm back and here's what I've come up with for my first character sketch. And as you can see, character sketches are not your most perfect drawing, and they don't need to be, because this is your chance to experiment with different styles of pens, pencils, and other elements you want to change later when you go into actually creating your story. So in my character sketch, I thought about what my character would need for her journey through the forest and to care for her 2 cat spirits. So I designed my character to have a shawl with lots of threads and rags hanging from it that the cat spirits can chase, and a bag full of all of her magical accessories to make it through the forest. So again, this is not probably what I would use for my final sketch, but it gives me a great idea of how I can expand upon my story and how I can add some important details to my characters when I finalize what I want those characters actually to look like and what their motivations are going to be in my story. This is just your time to brainstorm and experiment in different styles, to follow along with the tutorial and make some creative decisions about ultimately how you want your characters to appear, and also how you want them to interact with the other characters in your story through your sketches. One of my favorite parts of comic book series or manga series is the end of the book where the artist includes their sketches and notes for what inspired the story. So oftentimes you'll get a little bit of the behind the scenes action of what it took to develop a whole story. So this is not a manga series, but it has some great artist notes in the back. And as you can see on this book right here, there's some preliminary sketches of what the characters in this series will be as well. So this is just a really cool part. You can take a look at some of the manga you might have on hand to inspire what sorts of drawings you're going to make. What we're going over today is just a very introductory level of manga creation. This is not the quickest or the easiest interest to pursue, but if you're willing to give it a try, I'm sure you'll never want to stop creating. To help you along with your creative journey, we have some more resources for you. If you're curious about how a manga gets adapted into an anime and all of the different rules that are involved, you should check out this video, Behind the Scenes of Dr. Stone, available on Crunchyroll's YouTube channel. You can find it by just searching Behind the Scenes of Dr. Stone. If you'd like to get more comfortable with drawing, there's a really great series of books called How to Draw Manga. It's been around since 1999 and there's 43 volumes, so you can kind of see the progression of manga styles and find the technique and style that you're most interested in exploring. If you're interested in publishing your works, there's a really helpful book called The Complete Guide to Self-Publishing Comics, How to Sell and Create Comic Books, Manga, and Web Comics. Get in touch with us in the comments, and if you're looking for other ways to advance your knowledge or manga art skills, let us know. We have tons of great graphic novels and manga that we'd love to share with you, so hit us up so we can recommend some great books. Thanks again for joining us for Teen Time at Home. Feel free to share what you made with us today at CLP Teen Space, and join us next Wednesday for our new activity. We miss you and look forward to creating together. See you soon.